Hey, Wagwan, the nerd here. Alright, so we got Xcode, we got pretty much everything set up, and I gave you a little quick introduction to how Xcode works. But before we can start make some more apps, there's a couple things we have to learn first. So one of those things is basically I want you guys, are girls and they, to know like basically what exactly is a programming language. And you've been seeing me talking about Swift this, like Swift, you've been seeing the little orange logo. I'm gonna try to put it up here somewhere. You've been seeing it everywhere with the little bird and all of that. So I want to give you a good idea, a better idea, better yet, of what exactly is programming. What is a programming language? What is Swift? What is all of that? Make it make sense. And again, I'm gonna do it simple as F and make sure that anybody can just jump on and grab it. So the first thing I want to touch on is what is Swift? And I can just say that, well, Swift is a programming language, which that doesn't really answer the question if you don't know what a programming language is, basically. So a programming language, though, is instructions we give the computer, but we have to write it a certain way. But we still use something close to words. So we give the computer these instructions on how to do a certain type of task, like how to make a certain type of app. Like if you want to make it that whenever a user does clicks on a certain button, something happens, we have to basically use these type of instructions. Basically, we have to let the computer know what to do. So, but the thing is, there is a bunch of programming languages. The only programming language we're going to focus on right now, at least, is Swift. And since there are so many programming languages, you might be wondering, all right, why can't I just learn one and use it for everything? The reason we can't do that is because, well, different programming languages can be used for different things. So right now, Swift is the programming language made by Apple that we can use to make iOS apps, macOS apps, TV apps, watch apps. I got my Apple Watch on, and and basically any type of Apple product, we can make apps for that using Swift. But say if we wanted to make Android apps, we couldn't use Swift for that. We would have to use a different language called Java or Kotlin. Okay? So I'm going to say it again. So basically, programming language is basically a set of instructions. I'm not saying set. It's just instructions that we tell the computer basically that, yo, I want you to do this. But the thing is, certain programming languages are used for different things. Like, as I said, Swift would be used to make all type of Apple devices, apps for those, like iOS, iPhone, or watch apps. Versus, if you wanted to make Android apps, you would have to use a different set of instructions, basically a different programming language, and how to do that. Okay, so I touched on, it's a lot, but like I just want you to get the idea of what exactly it is. Like I don't want you to just jump in there and then guessing like, yo, you don't know what a programming language is or nothing like that. I want you to be ready. So okay, so I mentioned instructions now. Let me touch on this. So instructions, you might be thinking like, yo, it's the zeros and ones things I normally see in movies. I used to see those mad times. Yo, it's not like that. When these instructions that we're gonna write using Swift, remember, basically they're basically like English. Like you can just look on it and kind of read through it. It's not gonna be like zeros and one, zero, anything like that. Like not like no matrix thing, nothing like that. And you do not need to be super good at math, yo. You don't need to be super good at math. You need to know like basic math, but like yo, you don't need to do math to start writing code. Anyway, so I'm gonna just do a quick refresher, you see me? So again, a programming language, aka Swift, is used to write instructions to tell a computer how to do something. Okay? And then, but there are different type of programming languages that are used for different things. Okay? So those are the important points I want you to follow with for right now. Now I'm gonna drop you with someone else now. Get ready. So boom, check this. So the zeros and ones you normally see like all over the place and in movies, all type of thing. I'm gonna add some right here or something. Those are actually the computer still uses that. But the thing is, the instructions we type, which are kind of like words, they're like words. So don't run away now. Don't think it's gonna be like no math thing. The ones that are basically like words, the tool that we use, like Xcode or whatever, it will change our words and make it automatically. We don't have to do anything. It will change it and make it that it's into like the zeros and ones that you normally see. And that zeros and ones that you normally see, that's basically binary. Alright, cool. Don't really worry about binary. I just want you to get the idea that like, yo, the zeros and ones are not what we're gonna use. We're gonna use instructions that are pretty much like writing. You write a text message, you have to put logic, but it's not gonna be as simple. There are certain keywords and tools that we have to use that Swift comes with. So remember these instructions. So these instructions, they will also come with like this thing called data types. And there are a bunch of data types. So one of them is strings. We have integers, we have doubles, we have floats, and you can actually make custom some other data types of your own too. So these sound crazy right now, but I'm gonna have separate videos to touch on each of those. So we're gonna have a separate video where I explain what a string is. I'm gonna explain what an integer is, float, all of that, arrays, all of that. So don't worry. If you don't know what that is, don't worry. I'm gonna break it down, and again, I'm gonna make it mad simple as possible, because I really want more people to jump on and learning iOS development and like, can make apps. So I feel like we keep doing the same apps. So I want to see you make your apps, come out here, make a ton of money, and so we have something else to mess with besides the regular other social media we got. But yeah, so again, I'm gonna beat this in your head again. A programming language, aka Swift, that we use is instructions that we write in Xcode that basically make the app. So that we determine how the app will look based on whatever instructions we write in Xcode. Okay? So that's the part I want you to get. But these instructions have certain keywords. It's not the zeros and ones. Remember, I don't want you to be thinking about that. It's basically like words, and it has keywords and certain specific tools I use, which are the data types. If you want to go ahead and like do a quick research on what are data types, so if you can do that, you don't have to. I'm gonna break it down for you. The next video I'm gonna do will focus more on strings and basically what strings are. As I said, it's a data type for Swift, and basically it's used to represent like text. And whenever we use strings, we usually use two quotation marks, and whatever we want the string to be, we put it in between. Okay? So stay tuned and we could do this. If you like this, subscribe and comment. Later, we're gonna learn to make some apps.